त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुण्डलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Jai Shri Mataji, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to tonight's session on the void, the Guru principle, excuse me, within ourselves. Hope you've been having a great week. Now, the Guru principle, the Guru, when we talk about, is the master or the teacher. That is, so, you know, you can have a guru or a teacher at school, at university, in life, your mentor, And in spirituality, we call, you kind of have that guru is the word we generally use. So they are considered, it's kind of like a boat. You have a river, you want to get to the other side. So it's the boat that kind of helps you cross over the river. So here we talk about, the guru being like a boat who helps us uh, cross through the void, through who takes their disciples, helps them cross over with love, with direction, with discipline, and as such. I suppose the speciality or the difference in Sahaj is that we kind of aim, or Sahaja Yoga aims to make you your own master, your own guide. So you've got the knowledge, you can feel, you've got your realization, you can feel your subtle system on your hands. You yourself can become your own master to introspect and correct yourself. So as Shri Mataji says, it kind of manifests. You manifest your gravity, as we were talking with the Nabhi, the Nabhi, the third energy center yesterday, or on Wednesday, sorry. You manifest that gravity to reach the depth within yourself through that witness state, through the thoughtless state. You then introspect to achieve that self-esteem, that confidence of being the discipline of being your own guru or your own master. So today we have Edwin from Queensland here to teach us a little bit more about the guru principle. Hello, Edwin.
Hello, can you hear?
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I'll just get my, there you go. All right.
How are you? So nice to see you. Thank you so much for being here.
It's always a pleasure, Rita, to do Mother's Work.
Absolutely. Now, this is your first appearance in this series. You have done many others. So, if you don't mind introducing yourself, and also Edwin is an ex-Adelaidean. So,
yeah, Adelaide's, I call it my home collective.
oh, thank
My
you.
home collective. Yes, that's where I learned most of the techniques and settled down in Sahaj in Adelaide.
It was great time. It was some great time. So
Yes.
I kind of partly remember you telling me about how you came to Sahaj. It's been a long time. So, and I remember it being an amazing journey and of seeking actually. So if you don't mind sharing for a couple of minutes, I'll leave the floor to you. And after that, you can just start your program.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Rita.
No worries at all. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome everybody to this program. For us as volunteers, it gives us great joy to do this work because it's just life-changing and transforms your life. So I got my realization at a time when I was really in a hole in my life where nothing seemed to have been working. We have our own ideas about what life should be, a lot of money in the bank, a big house, a top job, flashy car, good clothes. I was there, did all that, and then found, well, you can set all these goals, achieve them, but your tank is running on empty because there's no joy. You can't feel the peace. None of these things are giving you all those blissful stuff that you're supposed to get by accumulating all these material things and worldly statuses. So I just decided, well, there's got to be something more than this, because, if money was the answer, only the rich people will be happy and every one of us will be miserable. But if you look at the state of the world, a lot of the rich people are very miserable. So that we don't have to have a long discussion about that. because that is a given. In my case, I was at a stage where I just wanted to get some answers, because growing up as a young fella, my parents were very, I would say, compliant, religiously compliant. And every, excuse me, every function or ceremony on the calendar, they participated in every ritual we had to perform. But me personally, I wasn't feeling anything about it. The only thing I thought that was great about it was always good food. But when you talk about something extra special, I wasn't feeling it, I wasn't getting it, and I was annoying my parents because they couldn't. I was always asking them questions about why and why and why, and they didn't know themselves, but they weren't ready to say, no, they don't know. So the question is, a lot of things we will never know in this lifetime about the divine realm. So therein lies the challenge for us all human beings. So when I found Sahaj, the day I got my realization, I knew that this was something different, and I knew that this is it. Because the experience for me was just so profound. This gentleman that gave me my realization, he was just one person standing at one of these mind, body, soul functions, and he just had a little table with Shri Mataji's photograph and a candle there. And I had collected all these pamphlets from everywhere, and I was on my way out now, more confused than when I first came. And he just said to me, we had eye contact just as I was walking out, and he said to me, "You want to try this? It's for free." I said, "Yeah, okay." He just told me to put my hands out and just ask for the experience. And like within 2 minutes, he had his hand above my head and he said, "Put your hand here." And I could feel the coolness immediately. And then I thought, well, what trick is this? Because, you know, it's not usual that you can see, you can feel such a amount of coolness coming out of your head. And then the first time we're always doubtful. So I stepped out, took the pamphlet, and as I got out of the hall, I was standing, and it was a perfectly hot day and the weather was very still. So I put my hand above my head again, and I found that it was still cool. But it wasn't at that time that I actually experienced the self-realization. This must have been about 15 minutes after that. I got into my car and I was driving on the national highway, and suddenly my shoulders felt very light. I had this sense of joy that I cannot explain in words. I was laughing like a madman and driving my car for no reason at all. And this lasted for about 10 to 15 minutes, but it was an experience that I never had, ever had, cannot remember it, but it was just so joyful. And even today, after so many years of meditating, I have a great time meditating. I have a great time giving people realization, but I can never touch that same spot again, because it's like almost the benchmark has been set and you need to try to get up there again, because that's a reward. You got a taste of it. So that's how I came into Sahaja. And then shortly after that, I came to Adelaide, and this is where I learned all the techniques of Sahaja, and the Adelaide Collective have been just so good to me, settled me into Australia, and here I am. So from a point of view of from where I sit, there is nothing else if you want to change your life. There's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of confusion out there. And when you consider the era that we're living in at the moment. It's an information age, whether it's internet, news, smartphones, and social media. So how do you actually know whether you are getting the right information or whether you are getting what is true and what isn't true? So the only way you're going to know that is through the vibrational awareness. So what I think we'll do before I get deep into the Guru principle, I think those of us that have foot soaks, let us all just raise our Kundalini together, put ourselves in a bandhan, and get ready for a foot soak. So let's just raise our Kundalini together. So once you've raised your Kundalini and put yourself in bandhan, we will give a bandhan to the water, to vibrate the water. So we'll do that together. Right hand over the water, moving it in a clockwise direction. We will say an affirmation. Mother Kundalini, please energize this water so that all the impurities, negativity, and poisons can be absorbed from the chakras channels into this water and disposed of in a safe way. We can now place our both feet in the water, and we'll just do some basic clearing, and then we'll continue with the Guru principle. So if you can just keep both your palms up on your lap and just pay attention to your palms and see if you're feeling any coolness, any discomfort, and if you can pinpoint whether it's a specific finger or palms or whatever. But that is how we will know where we should put our effort when it comes to clearing. For now, we'll just do the left side clearing as a whole on the channel, and then we'll do the right side and then just see how we go from there. So if we could just drop our right hand towards the Mother Earth and the left hand on the lap, and keep your attention on the left channel. And we can say an affirmation like this. Mother Kundalini, please remove all the impurities, imbalances, and negativity from my left channel into the Mother Earth and bring my left channel into balance. Please cleanse my left channel. Pay attention to your fingertips, especially your right hand fingers, because generally some people can actually feel the clearing happening with the sensations of the fingertips absorbing all the negativity into the Mother Earth. So we'll bring the right hand back to the lap, left hand facing the sky. We're going to clear the right channel using the air element. And here, with your attention on your right channel, we will say an affirmation. Mother Kundalini, please remove the excess heat, negativity, and impurities from my right channel into the ether and bring my right channel into balance. So we can bring our attention to our central channel, left hand back on the lap. You can use your right hand and just position it where your Kundalini is at the base of the spine, and just pull a few strands of Kundalini up all the way through the central channel to the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to sing Om 3 times as we do this. Om. 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 Place your hand above, your right hand above the head, and see if you can feel any coolness or heat using the right hand, or any discomfort. And then you can try with the left hand. So while we are seated in this foot soak, we will just go through some of the qualities of the void. So before we go into the analytics of it and the mental understanding, I just want to review all the stuff that you were doing since you got your realization. So let's just have a very calm understanding of our journey so far and what we can do to improve our ascent from here. So firstly, the thing to understand is that at a human level, our brain does not have the capacity to understand the divine realm, because that is how we are made. So the way we learn things, we want to understand everything. So don't try to understand the divine realm. Let's put that to a side. How do we know about the divine realm? We're going to know the divine realm through our experiences, through our meditation practices, and nurturing of the Kundalini. Because the brain does not have the capacity to give you an analytical explanation. So what you need is the experience. The experience, and the experience is going to come through the instrument of truth within you, which is your central nervous system. So in Sahaj, the thing to remember is that it's not for you to believe anything that we say. You have to validate it, experience it, and improve yourself. Because we can tell you anything. People believe a lot of things. Are those things the truth? Are they good for those people that believe whatever they believe? The answer is not. Your beliefs aren't necessarily the truth. So, for example, if I told you that I was the Prime Minister of Australia, are you going to believe that? Because you know who the Prime Minister of Australia is. So what I'm saying to you is, when you get information from a source that you are not sure of, and that is the divine realm, because you can't understand it at the level of your brain, you've got to experience it. And that is where your Kundalini power gives you the ability to absolutely understand whether you're getting the truth or someone is telling you lies. That is why Sahaja Yoga is free, because you have to do the work. Unfortunately, this is one thing that you can't pay someone else to do. You cannot outsource it. You cannot delegate it, because this is your relationship with God Almighty or your Creator. So if you are not sincere, if you are not dedicated, if you are not disciplined, nobody can help you. And that's a decision you have to make. Yes, it's a struggle. We've all struggled at the beginning. But what I want you to think about, what is it that you are doing right now that you can do differently to improve your vibrational profile, improve your inner peace, improve your level of compassion and humility? And here is where I'm going to share a few things with you. Now, in Sahaj, we've shown you all the chakra charts, the subtle system, and everything. So physically, at a physical level, you know where these different qualities, chakras, and the Kundalini is based in your physical being. So what I like to describe this is, you need to change your attitude towards yourself and create what I call an opportunistic attitude. What do I mean by that? I mean that every time something that, or some person that you interact with irritates you, try to take that situation and make it into an opportunity to overcome that hardship that you experience. So, for example, if you are a person that gets highly irritated when you're in a traffic jam driving your car, don't get irritated. See that as an opportunity. You've got this time, extra time for yourself. Meditation doesn't mean sitting in front of a candle and a photograph and meditating. It is an ongoing living process. So there's an opportunity for you to put your attention on your chakras and use that to work on yourself. So as you do that, and the more times you put your attention on positive things, that is one of the techniques that you're going to use to purify your attention. So your attention and your spiritual ascent will come from changing your habits to stay in the positive zone. So, for example, looking at beautiful flowers, the nature, the water, the sky. So if you're in a place and you're not feeling good, you can put your attention on that. Or if you're if you're at home and you just, for whatever reason, not feeling good, just lie on the Mother Earth. The Mother Earth has got all the power. Just lie down, surrender from your heart. Just ask the Mother Earth to please clear you. Okay, so that's what you should try to do, because the all-pervading power of divine love is everywhere. So if you sensitize yourself to touch it every time you can in the daytime or wherever you are, it improves your sensitivity, improves your ascent, and helps you to get there. So yes, there's the mantras, there's the foot soak, there's the ice packs, there's all the clearing techniques. But more important than that is your discipline, your dedication, your patience with yourself, and your honesty in your seeking. If you are just doing this because you want to please somebody else, don't bother doing it. If you're doing this because somebody said if you don't do something to change your life, you're not going to get your trust fund or something, don't waste your time. This has got nothing to do with all that. This is your personal thing, and you've got to put your heart into it. And the moment you settle down and you get into the routine, so that's why initially what we want you to do, we want you to meditate morning and evening. So the baseline, the foundation will just get stronger if you stick to the discipline, meditate day and night, in the daytime, put your attention on pure things, listen to good music, avoid people that just annoy you or give you wrong information or bad information. So that's just to summarize how you can change things at your own pace. This is not something that anyone else can decide for you. So some people can achieve this in 7 days. Some people can achieve this in 7 months. And then other people might take many years. So everyone is on their own journey. So therefore, you need to just sit down and do a bit of introspection for yourself. And we are always here to support you and help you. So let's just get our feet out the water, and then we can continue with some more information about the void. So you could just, normally we raise our Kundalini when we finish a foot soak and put the bandhan . We can rinse our feet and just put the water aside, and we'll continue the program, and you can clear it out later. So we'll just put up a few slides about the void. So when we, the end game is to become your own master, the master of the subtle system, the master of your attention, and the master of this body and your health and well-being. Now, that's self-mastery principle. It's called the Guru principle. And there's a lot of information about this. Shri Mataji has given many talks. We listened to one of them. But I don't want you to get too hung up on the theory and the mental side of it. It's all about, how do you feel? Can you feel? Are you able to identify your problems or whatever's working, whatever's not working for you? That is where we need to really put our attention. So next slide, please. Yeah, so basically, I mentioned these things. It's the guru principle is self-mastery. You have to be honest. You have to have the depth, the magnetism. So it's all those righteous, balanced qualities that you need to have. And the end game is for you to be your own master. So this whole process, your Kundalini is going to actually take you there if you just be disciplined and just give it the highest priority in your life. Put your meditation and your spiritual ascent as your highest priority, and most things will fall into place. That has been my experience. Next slide, please. So this is just the physical location of the master principle. So it's a void which is around your third chakra, and that is the area that we have to pass through. It's the area of illusion to get to the truth. So when the Kundalini rises through there, it's your master principle that gets you beyond that point. So on your hands, they are found on your palms. So if you are meditating and you get a bit of discomfort around the palms, then you know that that area of your subtle system needs some work on it. Okay, and then on the feet, you can see that it's almost on the insteps on both sides. So that is where the physical aspects of the void can be understood. Next slide, please. So basically, it's the water element that is required here to cleanse it. So we had a foot soak, and with the basics that we learned about foot soak, once we can decode it and we settle into our routines, we are able to clear the void and look after it well. Next slide, please. So at a physical level, these are the areas that are impacted by the void's subtle power. So the functioning of your stomach, the intestines, and the abdominal organs and the digestive function is energized by this area of the subtle system. So what causes the imbalances in this area? So we probably heard about the 10 commandments: thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill, and all those things. So it's all about being righteous, being a decent human being, being dignified, and not indulging in things that creates unnecessary catches and imbalances in your system. So most of the stuff you've come across, and there's a lot of material that you can see later on as well. But it's all about, to put it in a very simple terms, it's just about being good and being disciplined and being kind to yourself, loving yourself. Next one, please. So these are some of the tools that you've got. Vibrated water. I don't know whether any of you have had an opportunity to do your own experiment. If you take Shri Mataji's photograph and place a glass of water in front of it before you go to sleep at night, and then in the morning take another glass and take water from the tap and taste the water from the tap, and then taste the water that you left in front of the photograph, and you'll be able to work out for yourself what the power of the photograph is. So like everything, as you can see, we use salt because it represents the Mother Earth and helps you to cleanse and purify and protect a lot of things. You can do all sorts of righteous and purifying behaviors, even with your food. There's mantras for everything. But right now, we don't want to bog you down with a lot of mental stuff. The important thing is to stabilize your vibrational awareness, feel the coolness, be able to differentiate which chakras are catching and what is the relevant treatment. If you focus on that and get that right, the pure knowledge will come to you when you require it. I wouldn't explain how that happens, but believe me, it does happen. When you need to know something, it'll come to you and you'll be surprised. But there's nothing to be surprised because that's how the all-pervading power works. Next slide, please. So basically, these are the affirmations. Mother, I am my own guru. And we've said that when you got your realization the first time over the void area. I am my own master. And then the other part of it is, Mother, you are my guru. So here we're referring to the Kundalini and the power of the Kundalini. So those are the affirmations you can use to clear the void and bring that into balance. Next slide, please. All right, so this is a beautiful picture of Shri Mataji. And like I was saying earlier on, whenever you're meditating and whenever you can have this photograph in front of you, even if it is a little picture, so a lot of people keep it in the wallet. People have pictures in their cars and things like that. It's a very good idea to have one. So next, we are going to listen to excerpts from Shri Mataji's talk about the void, and who better to explain it than the guru of all gurus. Rita, can you please have the talk?
Mother, you are my guru. Mother, I am my own guru. Mother, you are my guru. Mother, I am my own guru.
These days, Kali Yuga is the modern times. What was the Kali Yuga? The days of confusion is over. And it's called as Krita Yuga. Means where this living force will act. And this living force has to act through you. You become the medium of that living force. Actually, you become the master of it. How it happens is automatically, by the grace of God, it works out. You cannot sell anything that is the grace of God. What is the value of that? On this point only, many people discard Sahaja Yoga because they think that it cannot be sold, so it must be useless. It is so invaluable that you cannot pay for it. Now the rising of the Kundalini has to take place first of all. But with these three advantages, the fourth advantage is the highest, that you become the spirit. The spirit is the one who is the master in you. So you become your own master, you become your own guru. Nobody has to tell you, do this or do that. You are guided. Because as soon as the Kundalini rises, you start feeling the cool breeze in your hands. And these are giving you a new vibrations, a new dimension by which you know whether to do this or not. For example, you want to do something, you want to buy a book. You don't have to decide about it. As soon as you go near the book, either it will give you cool breeze, or it may make you hot, or may a little bit burn also if it's a horrid one. And you don't want to have that at any cost. You want to have the cool breeze because you enjoy it. So you just give up. You just give up things without anybody telling you, because your vibrations tell you. The spirit that is now shining your attention tells you. And you start understanding that now I have become my own guru. Because your guru is sitting inside you as a spirit. It has not yet manifested in your attention, and that's why you are worried. But just it manifests. And once it manifests, you are amazed that you yourself have become a guru of yourself. You don't need anybody else to tell you, but you can do it yourself. You can find out yourself. Nobody has to give any explanation or correction or anything. You just start improving yourself. Automatically it works. A little bit, if you know how to decode it and how to work it out, your problems, you just manage it. You become yourself a guru. That's the thing you have to be. So today the master within us is the spirit. But before realization, we are not the master. Because the master has not come in our conscious mind. It is not expressing in our conscious mind, in the sense that we are not empowered by its powers. The spirit exists, it has its own powers, but we haven't felt those powers within us. Once we feel the powers of the spirit, we are empowered by our own powers which are there. The powers are within us. These are our own powers. We don't have to borrow from anyone, ask from anyone, they are in ourselves. The spirit is within us. Only thing, that spirit has to give light in our consciousness. It has to come in our consciousness. Simple medical terminology we can say that the spirit must manifest itself in our central nervous system. In our central nervous system. It's very simple. That you become master of yourself and you master the disease also. You master everything. Because the master is within you. It has not come in your conscious mind. It's the only link is left. And when that happens, yoga takes place, union takes place. We should now completely keep ourselves limited to self-realization. About God, I'll tell you next time. Self-realization means to bring your spirit into your conscious mind. And that's what you have to become, the master. And that mastery is very simple because it's all built within you. Just it has to be connected. Like anything like a television set is to be connected to the mains. It's all built in, it's there. It just starts working. In the same way, you are that. You are that. Just it is to be connected. Whatever may be your caste, community, race, nationality, shapes, heights, anything, whatever it may be, makes no difference because all of you have got this great thing within you, this power of a rebirth. And you are to be born again and you will be born again. Why not today? When we talk about realization, one has to know, first of all, that we have to have patience with ourselves. I know some people don't feel so good. Some people still have sicknesses. Some people don't even feel vibrations sometimes. Have patience with yourself. When you become your own guru, first thing, as the guru has patience with his or her disciple, you must have patience with yourself. In that patience, you will learn that you can tolerate so many things without any trouble. There's say one person who goes on grudging, oh, this is not good, that is not good. Because they have no patience with themselves. If you have patience with yourself, everything you'll accept. Wherever you are with yourself because you are realized souls. So you won't frustrate, you will not get angry. And also you will not go on grumbling and grudging. Because you are enjoying yourself. So to develop the Guru principle within you, first of all, you must develop yourself fully. Now how to develop yourself for Guru principle, one must see. We have got the 10 principles within you, as I told you before. And we should develop these all 10 principles in such a way that we stand out from others. There should be absolute truth with you. So much so that you should manifest them. And all these truths have powers. By every truth that is within you established. You don't have to do anything, they work out themselves. So first of all, you must get your chakras all right. On the chakras, you must put your attention. After the samadhi state, you will start opening them out properly. Clear them out. Know what are the chakras that are bad. I've seen people who have very bad few chakras and many good chakras, but they will be only enjoying the good chakras and will not worry about the bad ones. Pay attention to your bad chakras. Cleanse them, cleanse them. Put all your attention to that. But it will happen. It will happen. Once you get your realization, your attention will be very, very nicely placed. Now, when you people know that this has happened, and when you become the master, you know the brake and the accelerator in you. But still, actually you are not the master, you are still the driver. And when you are a driver, you automatically do it driving. But still, one should not say that you are a driver. You know the balancing of it, you know how to maneuver it, how to act. But then, what happens? To become the master, what do you do? This realization takes place. Then you become the master and you see the driver, you see the accelerator and you see the brake in yourself. And you just enjoy like a master. When you become the master, you cannot be slave of anything. No more slavery. The real freedom lies in becoming the master of yourself. No use mastering others, just master yourself. But that mastering cannot be done by lecturing or by brainwashing or by talking to you, but it's a happening that has to take place. The Kundalini has to rise and has to give you realization. This, unless and until this happens, we should not say that we know. No, knowledge is not when we are not one with the divine. It's like a machine, or you can say telephone not connected. We have to get our connection first, establish the connection, and then we become the knower. And the knowledge becomes a part and parcel. But this cannot happen to stupid. It's not meant for stupid at all, neither for the cowardly. It is meant for people who are courageous, who are people of wisdom, who are not given to nonsensical things easily. That's why in Sahaja Yoga there are two forces working all the time. You may get your realization today here, but I won't say that you sustain it. I won't guarantee that. The reason is we have two forces. One is centripetal and another is centrifugal. By one force you are attracted towards it. By another force you are thrown out because you have come out of matter. And the matter tries to drag you down. You have to master it in such a way that the spirit sits on the top of the matter. And the matter doesn't dominate you anymore. And for that, you have to meditate, and you will be in meditation. It's a simple thing to be done. There's nothing difficult. Sahaja Yoga is the simplest method. Now, you must know that the spirit is your guide, that you are your own guru. You are your own master. For this, you have to put this right hand just on the left-hand side of your stomach to nourish your guru principle, left-hand side. At this point, you have to say with full confidence, Mother, I am my own master. Mother, I am my own guru. Mother, I am my own guide. Say it 10 times with full confidence. See, the vibrations will improve. Now don't think of any other gurus. Forget them. You are your own guru. You don't need a guru. You are a saint. The spirit is going to guide you. Your vibratory awareness is going to guide you. Now in our mantras we say that, Mother, I am my own Guru. But saying that, do we realize that if I am my own Guru, this I and my Guru, between the two, what have I achieved? Where am I? Can I guide myself? Have I got the light of the Spirit on my attention so well established and manifested that I can guide myself and guide others later on? First of all, in the Guru principle, it is important that you see to yourself the introspection. Can I be my own Guru? Have I become my own Guru? So in the introspection you find out what's gone wrong with you, how you are made this way, what's wrong in my own personality. It has come from all the surroundings and the way people have been putting ideas into my head. You should have your own ideas. You shouldn't worry what Plato said and what Socrates said and what this thing said. What do you think? After all, you are enlightened people. And when you start, seeing this way yourself, then you'll be amazed a kind of a sweet humor about yourself develops. And you really become a very interesting, magnetic personality. And a very enjoyable person, extremely enjoyable. Everybody will seek your company. This is what is the sign of your Guru principle being enlightened. Of course, they have said that you should get detachment, you should not have any attachment to this and that and that and that. This is all talk. But actually, only introspection and assumption, or we can say the knowledge of your own depth itself will give you that feeling. If you have that knowledge that I am a Sahaja and my depth of divinity is so great, that itself will be more than sufficient for you to exist as the topmost Guru. So everywhere you start seeing Sahaja Yoga, when your heart knows what your brain knows. I've known people who know all the mantras very well, everything very well and all that, but in the heart. So put it in the heart. In Sahaja Yoga, the Guru is not through his brain, but through his heart. May God bless you.
Mother, you are my Guru. Mother, I am my own Guru. Mother, you are my Guru. Mother, I am my own Guru. Mother, you are my Guru. Mother, I am my own Guru. Mother, you are my Guru. Mother, I am my own Guru.
We can take our attention inside now, and we'll just sit in meditation to some music for the void.
Shri Adi Guru Dattatreya Shri Adi Shakti Shri Nirmala, Shri Nirmala, Shri Nirmala Devi. Tanum tanana tade, tanum tanana tade, tanum tanana tade, tanum tanana tade, dim tanana to tadare tadare tere nami, tanum tanana tade, tanum tanana tade. सब सहजन धान धरत सब सहजन ध्यान धरत माता के गुण गावत माता के गुण गावत सब सहजन ध्यान धरत सब सहजन ध्यान धरत माता के गुण गावत माता के गुण गावत यही राग ज्ञानी ताल भवसागर खुला करे तानो तनन तदेरे तानो तनन तदेरे तानो तनन तद दीन तनन तोम तनन दीन तनन तोम तनन तदारे तदारे तेरे नादि विदुता नो तनन तदेरे तानो तानो तानो
Well, I hope everybody's feeling great after that beautiful piece of music. So we, at the end of the program now, we normally end with raising our Kundalini and putting ourselves in Bandhan. Rita, should we do that, or do you want to say something?
Absolutely. No, let's finish with raising our kundalinis and putting on a bandhan, and then we'll continue.
Okay, lovely.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Edwin. That was absolutely wonderful. And yes, a great fountain of vibrations there. so much information. I think one of the things that was amazing, I suppose, mind-blowing statement to realize that you said was the brain does not have the capacity to understand the divine realm. So,
It's
so you
true.
know, I mean, I suppose it's like instead of that analytical reasoning, as you're saying, you establish the opportunistic attitude, changing your habits to, positive zone, or collecting those, experiences as through meditation, I suppose, as we always say, is that purifying your attention. And as Shri Mataji was saying, allowing our spirit to come into our conscious mind. And then, as you said, the experience that we have, the experiences that we get, you're collecting them like those little pearls that thread to make that beautiful garland. So these experiences that we collect then become the anchors that, the truth of the divine realm that, I suppose, both on the level of the microcosm, which is our subtle system, and the macrocosm, which is the cosmic energy. So with all of that, I suppose we have to reiterate that underlying all of that, for anything, that meditation, the meditation practice is very important. Twice a day, if possible. The morning meditation when you get up, the evening cleansing with your foot soak is really, really, really important. So now, I suppose with that great knowledge that you gave us and the wonderful program that we had, Edwin, what is your one pearl of wisdom that you would share with the wider collective, or the wider kind of network of thinkers, or the audience out there, the new yogis that are joining us?
Well, very, very important is to not get caught up with everything that's happening outside. Remember that the technology, the modern age, the space age is all here for our benefit, not for it to control us. So social media, all this beautiful stuff that we've got that we can communicate with one another, we can have 21-day programs and things like that. That's the beautiful positive side of it. The negative side of it is letting yourself be just consumed by every little thing that happens in social media. No, you should control it. When it's time to sleep, go and sleep. Turn off the phones. For God's sakes, before we had mobile phones, what did we do? We had answering machines, and the answering machine stayed at home. So what I'm saying to you is enjoy all the changes. I mean, we don't want to now, get donkeys and start riding them around to go to work and things like that. We've moved on. The divine has blessed us with this bounty of beautiful things. Let's use it in a balanced way to improve ourselves and improve the world. And one very, very important thing to remember about all of us in this room, everything that we do to improve ourselves improves everything around us, has an impact on humanity. Like I said before, your brain cannot understand it, but the vibrations, and just by doing things, the divine will show you little miracles. I can tell you hundreds of stories of how the divine organizes things for you. You just need to stay in the slipstream of the divine, and it'll take you for the ride. So back to basics, do your meditation, look after yourself, be patient with yourself, and don't get distracted by negative things that people say about you, because we are all beautiful creatures. We've been created with utmost love, attention, care, and we've been very delicately made. Our brain, there is no computer that can work like the human brain. Yes, it's got limited capacity, it's got less RAM, it's got small motherboard, but it works. It works. and it can do the computations and everything that we need. Just remember that. Be patient with yourself, love yourself, and make time for yourself. Don't let everything else that's going on in the world determine your schedule. You are in control of that schedule. Put the divine on the top of that schedule, and life will be good.
Absolutely. So that is absolutely the topic that you covered today, which is establish the self-mastery within yourself. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for a wonderful evening and an amazing meditation and the program. Hopefully everyone else out there had a great meditation and you could feel those vibrations cleansing, working on your self-mastery, the void principle within yourself. So we'll finish off there. I've just got a little outro music if people would like to continue to stay in meditation for a little while longer. It's called the Guru Ashtakam, in the praise of the Master. So thank you very much.
Okay, good night, everybody. Thanks very much for attending. I enjoyed myself. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Absolutely, we did. Thank you, Jai Shri Mataji.
शरीरं सुरूपं सदा रोगमुक्तं यशश्चारुचितरं धनं मेरुतुल्यम् मानाश्चेन लगनं गुरुराकृपद्मे तथा किं तथा किं तथा किं तथा किं श्री माताजी श्री माताजी श्री माताजी श्री माताजी कलत्रं धनं पुत्रपौत्रादि सर्वं गृहं बान्धवसार्वमेताधिजतम् मनाश्चेन लगनं गुरुराकृपद्मे तथा किं तथा किं तथा किं तथा किं श्री माताजी श्री माताजी श्री माताजी श्री माताजी शतङ्गादिवेदो मुखे शस्त्रविद्या कविद्वादिगद्यं सुपाठ्यं करोति मनाश्चेन लगनं गुरुराकृपद्मे तथा किं तथा किं तथा किं तथा किं Shri Mataji, Shri Mataji, Shri Mataji, Shri Mataji. Videsheshu manya swadesheshu danya Sadachara vruteshu mato nachanya Manaschena laganam gururagri padme Tata kim, tata kim, tata kim, tata kim Shri Mataji, Shri Mataji, Shri Mataji, Shri Mataji Kshama mandale bhupa bhupala vrundai Sada sevitam sapadharabindam Manashtena laganam gururagri padme Tata kim, tata kim, tata kim, tata kim Shri Mataji, Shri Mataji, Shri Mataji, Shri Mataji Na bige, na yoge, na vavaji medhe Na kantha sukhanaiva viteshu chitam Manaschena laganam gururagri padme Tata kim, tata kim, tata kim, tata kim Shri Mataji, Shri Mataji, Shri Mataji, Shri Mataji Guru Ashtakam yapate punya dehi Yatir bhupatir brahmachari chagehi Lavid vanchitartam padam brahma sangyam Gururuktavakye mano yasya lagnam Manaschena laganam gururagri padme Tata kim, tata kim, tata kim, tata kim Tata kim, tata kim, tata kim, tata kim Tata kim, tata kim, tata kim, tata kim Shri Mataji, Shri